Meanwhile, more than 100 councils around the country won't hold Australia Day citizenship ceremonies on January 26 in case they are labelled racist and offensive. They are so ashamed of who we are as a country. Labor and the left, as I said, are tone deaf to the will of the people. Woke companies like Woolworths have now backflipped on their Australia Day merchandise ban. The Australian Venues Co reversed its ban within a day of trying to ban January 26 celebrations at its pubs. What's the old saying? Go woke, go broke. And this is the big test now for Labor. We are not racist for loving this country. We are not racist for being proud Australians. When will we say the debate has been done? The people have spoken. And on January 26, I look forward to celebrating the best country on earth. I feel lucky and proud to be an Australian, and I hope you do too. Joining me now is Liberal MP Andrew Wallace. Andrew, thank you so much for joining me. Nice to see you. I want to ask you about these tired debates we're having every January. The self-loathing begins. Didn't we settle this, Andrew, when we voted no to the divisive voice? Why should we be made to feel year in, year out as though we can't be proud to celebrate on January 26?
Happy New Year, Danica, and a great editorial to start your show. Well done. Look, the word woke was never really in mainstream vocabulary until recently. I think I now have people stopping me in the street, people I've never met before, constituents, asking me, where is all this going? When is all this woke nonsense going to stop? I think people have had an absolute gutful, and I'm not just talking about, members of the LNP or people who are involved in politics. Just everyday average Australians have absolutely had enough. They want government to get out of their lives. They're over being told what's right and wrong, how they should think, where they should buy, what they should do. Australians are a very friendly, peace-loving people who are and should be very, very proud of this great country. The 26th of January, my mum's birthday. Happy birthday coming up, Mum. It's a very special day where we recognise Australia. And really, we should be incredibly proud of where we have come over the last 200 and nearly 40 years. This country is an amazing country. We're the 12th largest economy in the world. And we're a very small population, 27 million people. And, we box well above our weight in so many areas, in sport, in the economy, in industry. We're a great country, and we should be very, very proud of what we have managed to build.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, and we shouldn't feel shamed into not being proud to celebrate our National Day. It's just out of control. We voted no to the voice, and we need to move on eventually. Now, I want to talk to you about former Home Affairs Chief Mike Pezzullo. Today, he's warning that ISIS is seeking to exploit anger over Palestine in Muslim communities. It comes after 15 people were killed in New Orleans yesterday in an ISIS-inspired attack. Andrew, how confident are you that Labor is doing all it can to protect us here in Australia?
Well, look, I'm the Deputy Chair of the Intelligence and Security Committee. I would like to be able to say to you, Danica, that I have confidence in this Labor government. I don't, unfortunately. I certainly don't have confidence in Tony Burke as the responsible minister. I do have confidence in our intelligence services. Our intelligence services, both domestic and foreign, are world best, led by and worked in by amazing Australians who are very patriotic Australians who work day and night to keep Australians safe. We are very, very fortunate to have such hardworking people in our intelligence services and our security services. Look, when Mike Pezzullo speaks, Australian governments should listen. I think Mike Pezzullo is much maligned. I think he should never have lost his job. Mike Pezzullo, was a terrific secretary of the Home Affairs Department. And, he is now warning this country about the potential risks that are being faced from ISIS, particularly in relation to, as a result of Syria, the regime downfalling there. Look, I was in the UN last year, Danica. I gave a speech to the Assembly about the importance of keeping our eye on the ball in relation to our counter-terrorism efforts. Now, we know that we have a big game that we've got to watch in relation to the great powers contest in relation to China and Russia. That's clear, but we've got to walk and chew gum at the same time. The risks that we face as a Western country have not dissipated. If anything, now they've stepped up, and I absolutely agree with Mike Pezzullo.
It is certainly definitely a concern, and something that Labor, as you said, should pay attention to. Now, I've got to ask you about Simon Holmes, a court. The activist and businessman has compared Scott Morrison's popularity to that of... I know I don't want to, but I've got no choice here, to that of sex offender Rolf Harris. Now, of course, we've all seen the picture the former Prime Minister posted that he spent New Year's Eve with Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago. Andrew, this is a complete disgrace, and this is the second time in a week. We saw it a couple of days ago when the Victorian Labor branch posted about Peter Dutton. Is this a sort of grubby politics that we can expect now in the lead up to the election?
Well, Danica, Anthony Albanese, when he was the opposition leader coming into the last election, he promised a kinder, gentler parliament. The Teals promised a new way of doing things in parliament. I've got to tell you, if anything, things have gotten a lot worse. Simon Holmes, a court, for him to have said what he said about Scott Morrison is an absolute disgrace. For him to be effectively the major donor of the Teals. Where are the Teals on this? The Teals, to my knowledge, haven't come out today and disowned these statements. He is their major funder. And here you are, you've effectively got the major funder of the Teals denigrating not just a former Prime Minister in Scott Morrison, but he's also effectively denigrating the relationship between Australia and the United States. Now, I indicated earlier that we're in a period of great world powers, great challenges that we're facing between the West and Russia and China. Our greatest ally is the United States, and here you've got Simon Holmes, a court, effectively making fun of Scott Morrison for going to the party with Donald Trump. It's mocking the most important relationship that we've got, and once again, the Teals' silence is breathtaking.
Yeah, the Teals are mute to the man who was effectively bankrolling their political career, so say no more. Look, we're almost out of time, but very quickly, the nation's most powerful energy bosses are calling for policy certainty across all levels of government in the year ahead to ensure a more efficient and prosperous transition to renewable energy. Ahead of a federal election, the executives pointed to the crucial need for clarity and uniformity. Andrew, it seems that the energy sector is also totally in the dark as well about how we move forward under Labor's renewables-only pipe dream.
Well, Danica, no other developed economy in the world has managed to do what Chris Bowen says that Australia is going to do, and that's effectively go to full renewables. No other country has been able to do that. Germany tried and is now reopening mothballed coal-fired power stations. If Chris Bowen if he says one more time that renewables are the cheapest form of energy, why is my power bill? Why is my power bill, skyrocketing? Why is everybody's power bills skyrocketing? The reality is, look, Chris Bowen is, he's doubling down. He's putting everything on black, That's fine if it was just for Chris Bowen, but what he's effectively doing is he is deindustrialising this country. And Australians, long after Chris Bowen has gone away, I wish it was tomorrow, but long after he's gone away, Australians will be paying the price for Chris Bowen's folly.
Absolutely, and the future generations to come. Meanwhile, we're all being plunged into darkness with no plans to keep the lights on. Andrew Wallace, good to see you. Happy New Year. Thank you very much for joining me on the show.
Authorised by Andrew Wallace, LNP, Boccarina, Queensland.